Hi guys, welcome to Campeche in Florianopolis. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into Campeche, seeing what Campeche has to offer, looking at the real estate market here. Is it a good place to invest in? Is it a good place to live? What is the lifestyle like? For those who don't know, my name is James Rocks. I'm from Rocks Investments, a real estate company specialized in helping internationals invest securely here in Santa Catarina and helping with other things such as bringing cash in, golden visa, all of that. So we're going to start our look at Campeche here in the south of Campeche. We're currently in a mall that has a residential part above it with lots of studios, and then towards the other side has a office facilities and things. So yeah, Campeche, there is lots going on here. It is a neighborhood that has developed quite significantly in the 11 years I've been living in Florianopolis, and there's still a lot to come. So let's have a look at it. Now, as a realtor who works primarily with international clients, I have to come clean and say Campeche is the place that I have the most inquiries about. For a lot of internationals, whether they're looking to relocate here or digital nomads who want to be here for a time, you know, they've heard very good things about Campeche, and often Campeche is what it's conflated with Nova Campeche, but we're going to do a separate look at Nova Campeche. So let's explore first this south region of Campeche. Now what you'll see a main road behind me, and you'll still see a lot of green space. So just so you get your bearings, the airport is that way, and Campeche is very close to the airport, so that's a real plus for a lot of people. You're also not too far from the city center as well. Within 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, you're in the city center. The transport network here now is a lot better than it used to be. So roads have been widened, new roads have been built, so things flow a lot better. And in this particular region, there is a lot of development that is still to come. So as I say, you see fields and things behind. A lot of this is going to be turned into a mix of commercial and residential. So we've just come out of Oka Shopping, residential tower, office blocks, that kind of thing, nice shopping center, restaurants downstairs. Right here, on this land here, there's something similar that's going to be built here. So yet again, there'll be commercial space here, there'll be some office space, corporate space, and there'll be lots of residential things happening with leisure on top, that kind of thing. So Campeche is really growing. What are some of the advantages to this particular part of Campeche? Well, I think if you're looking to invest, it's going to appreciate a lot here. Florianopolis is really underserved by hotels, and Campeche as well. There's no hotel. You have these posadas, these guest houses that are smaller. So Airbnb does very well. So actually you're very well placed being close to the airport here, and in the grand scheme of things we're not too far away from the beach as well. So this is a great place for appreciation. We're a bit far out from the center of Campeche. We could be closer to the beach. We have good access here to some of the more how can I say, some of the beaches that are more isolated in the south of the island. The south of the island here, southwards, it has more of a kind of semi-rural feel to it. It doesn't have a big city feel necessarily. How much of that will develop in coming years, I don't know. One thing about the green hills and things here is they will not be built upon because they're all preservation area. But this behind, there are plans for development. As a neighborhood, I personally find Campeche really varied. You come somewhere like this and you've got these great modern facilities. Really, you could be anywhere in the world, and it's very lovely here. You've got a great choice of restaurants, coffee shops and things. But then there are some areas of Campeche that are really rustic, and some of the people who live in Campeche love that kind of alternative vibe, that surf vibe. If you're likely to find a vegan restaurant anywhere in Florianopolis, it will be in Campeche or Novo Campeche. Also, locals really like Campeche as well, as in locals from the island as well. So the south is seen as somewhere that's still more preserved. The north has developed a lot. So despite Campeche being a very big neighborhood and developing quite a lot, there's still, as I said earlier, it's still feels fairly rural close to here. Okay, so now we're in the southern part of Campeche, and to be honest, I find this part more disorganized. Yeah, definitely has that rustic vibe. For some folk, they love that. There's some park area behind here. There is beach access here, but there's no road that goes along the beach, and there's a mix of kind of barren land and some houses there as well. And as we go, yeah, let's also say, you know, some of the houses further back as well don't look like they've been very well constructed. There wasn't much organization in this part. Whether that improves in years to come, that could be the case with some of those houses being sold off and developed either into new houses or condos. You do see a fair few smaller condos in this part as well. And it's worth saying actually that a lot of the properties in this part don't necessarily have the title deed. Now that's common in Florianopolis. Some 60% of homes do not have a title deed, and you know, it's very prevalent in beach areas. Okay, so this particular part, that's something to be aware of if you did want to invest or buy a home here. Yes, it would be cheaper than more central in Campeche or more towards the north, and certainly more cheaper than Novo Campeche. And I just described this part of Campeche as a mixed bag. Some people just find that there's a bit of visual pollution, don't like it, and then other people, they just like that kind of chaotic vibe. You have these roads like this that will take you out to the beach. The stretch of sand isn't that thick here. It gets better as you go further up, but just want to give you like an overview of what things are like here. There's also, yay, tudo certo? Some of the locals. Não, não tô famoso. But, obrigado. Asking me if I was famous, I said no, and he said you will be. Yeah, just, I mean, there's good like little football courts and things like, yay, beleza. Locals very friendly. Give you an idea what some of the houses are like. Like I say, it's just a real mixed bag. You get some, you know, nicely constructed homes, then you'll get some compact homes, some of them structures even made from wood and things like that. And for most of Brazil, you know, this kind of mixture is very common. And you do have to bear in mind with a lot of areas in Florianopolis, land was just claimed by people, you know, a few decades ago, and things just built any of which way, whether that was for sort of rental income, like on an annual basis, or even short-term income from being on the beach. And then the standard of things has really gone up, and in some neighborhoods, you know, they've had some better urban planning as well. So yeah, I want to give you a fair overview of Campeche. And really from there, there's some houses down there. I'll show you some aerial footage as well. You've got some nice land parcels being developed. There are already some nice houses there as well. They will all have the title deed. Everything will be nice and square there. And you'll probably get houses, townhouses, starting from about 1.3 to 1.4 million, going up to over 2 million. As you get into gated communities here with larger plots of single plots of land, house prices really do start going up a lot more. You know, even in some cases, land plots are selling from a million upwards for maybe like a 400 meter, 600 meter to 600 meter plot, at least starting from a million. Houses, probably like houses in a gated community or single plot, 3 million upwards in reality. So let's go and explore more of Campeche. It is worth saying as well, it is very safe here, even in the parts that are less organized, more chaotic. Internationals feel very safe here, locals very safe here. So it's something that people really pride themselves on in Campeche, that all of Florianopolis is very safe, but you know, if you're in the south of the island, they like to point out that it's even safer. So from this point on in Campeche, there's definitely a difference. Asphalt on the roads, and you know, everything's looking more organized and better, and access to the beach starts to get improved as well. Okay, so we're now in we're at the end of Pequeno Príncipe, Avenida Pequeno Príncipe, which is the main road that runs throughout Campeche, and right here is the beach access. So for Campeche itself, in terms of its best beach access, it's right behind me. So we're going to take a walk over there and go through, and there's a few restaurants and things. As you go out, there's a deck to get out on. So there aren't too many places where you can come and park. I mean, there's down the south bit, there's some more informal places to park, but somewhere with more infrastructure, you really have to come here. So there's car parks either side of me, and then as we come into this bit on the entrance of the beach, okay, so you'll see here there are some shops on that side. On this side, some restaurants and places to get acai. If you've never had acai, that is an absolute must when you come to Brazil. Food here tends to very much be kind of seafood. There's a lot of frying that goes on, a lot of fries as well, or chips as we would call them in England, potato chips, French fries, potato chips, lots of rice and beans served with your meal, salad. Some people love that food. I'm not a huge fan, I have to be really honest. I'll show you this. This is very nice, okay? So here on the beach in Campeche, so it's a very long stretch of beach. You'll see Campeche Island behind, so you can get boat trips out, usually from Barra de Lagoa, and spend a day there, and it's absolutely stunning. Has kind of Caribbean vibes. There we go. And Campeche is the kind of beach that's very popular with surfers. So good waves here. Really joins with that whole vibe. You've got some kites. Is it kites? I'm forgetting the name of it now, but the some kite surfing going on in the back there. So this is open Atlantic Ocean behind me. You can see some mountains further on down the south of the island there. If I turn back round, you can kind of see the dunes in Joaquina, Praia Joaquina, very famous surf beach there as well. And yeah, it's really pleasant. The sand is white, it's beautiful. Word of warning, water will be colder than other places in the island, and the undercurrents will be strong. Okay, so at this point, as you head towards the end of Pequeno Príncipe, close to the beach entrance behind, which beach is just down there, you get some nice condos here. Let me see if I can get over the road without being run over. Down here as well, some nice condos, some going quite close to the beach, so you'll be beachfront. And as you go up north as well, there's a road that will take you out to Nova Campeche as well. There's some very nice condos going up there as well. Really, if you want something close to the beach, let's say a 2-bedroom close to the beach here, it's going to start anywhere from $1 million going close up. Now that would not be ocean view necessarily, or certainly not ocean front, as prices do climb up quite a bit. But it's a nice part of Campeche. So as you head north in Campeche, closer to Nova Campeche, you get some really nice developments, much like this one, Sun Club, very well known. Some nice shops at the bottom, got a nice coffee shop there, another one just over here. This is a big residential complex, and interestingly enough, this is where I sold my first ever apartment here as well. So yeah, if you wanted to buy something there, you're really looking at one bed starting from about $1 million or a little over $1 million. There's a mix of 2 beds, 3 beds, only resales, nothing direct from the developer, and very nice leisure facilities. But it's kind of quite typical of some of the larger condos that are coming out in this part of Campeche. So it's very pleasant. So you're close to Nova Campeche, which is close to Lagoa, and you're also close to the center of Campeche here as well. Okay, so excuse the noise. We're in Pequeno Príncipe, which is in the heart of Campeche. So this is the main street. It runs right off a road that comes off the main road, taking you down the south of the island, all the way to the beach here, the principal beach access in Campeche. It's very well served here with amenities. You can see there's all sorts of, there's like a papeleria, which sells stationery, those kind of things. You've got a common language school here. You've got a real estate office. There's quite a few big real estate companies in Campeche as well. You've got pharmacies along here. You've got gyms along here. You've got coffee shops along here. You've got large supermarkets along here. And still you've got some big plots of land that are still empty. Or you've got some older houses as well, which I think in all likelihood in years to come will be brought up, knocked down, and turned into larger developments as well. So the feel here is it's mixed. You've got some, you know, some storefronts that look quite modern, quite nice. Here's a little bar. Let's have a look over here. Whoops. Yeah. And then you've got some kind of wooden house type structures. You've got it all. What are the advantages of being in Campeche? Well, you're in a large neighborhood that has a chilled vibe still. You're close to the center, you're close to the airport. You've got good surf if that's what you like. You've got a good sized international community here. You've got safety. You've got a good real estate market for Airbnb, lots of demand, not just high tourist season, but even digital nomads year round, or you can slot in people here for birth tourism, particularly Russians, Ukrainians as well, for a few months outside of high tourist season. There's a lot going for Campeche. It's not the most accessible place in the island. Closer you are to the north of Campeche, the higher the prices. Closer you are to the south of Campeche, the lower the prices. Real estate, what can you get in for? If you are going for a cooperative, a cost price, which carries a bit more risk, and you must choose the projects carefully, you can get more compact studios or one beds for around 500 or even a little less. As you get closer to the beach, if you're looking for a nice 2-bed, you're really looking at 1 million reais. upwards. You will make good money in the summer. There is year-round demand for rentals or even short stay as well. What are the cons of being in Campeche? Well, I'd say it is slightly more elevated price than some other beach neighborhoods in Florianopolis. Another thing to watch out for is the traffic. This is rush hour. This is going away from the beach and towards the center or towards the access for the airport as well. And it was standstill for quite a few minutes as well. So for me, that's a bit of a drawback. Normally, I'm not here at this time of day, so when I'm around at Campeche, the traffic seems to flow fine here, but we are at the end of the day. There are a lot of people here as well who work in the center, so you do sometimes have to plan well in Florianopolis what time you're going in and out if you want to avoid traffic. Here's one of your main supermarkets and much more amenities here. So on the whole, is Campeche worth it? A lot of people say yes. You know, a lot of people really love the vibe here, are really enthusiastic about Campeche. As said at the start of the video, Campeche is one of the most in-demand areas we have. How much of that is a self-fulfilling prophecy, as it's the place that a lot of the internationals know and hear about, and therefore just affirm that when they're here, because I do think there are good opportunities in other parts of the island that haven't been fully exploited. As I say, you do have pretty much everything you need here in a neighborhood. There's a lot you can do on foot or by bicycle. From a real estate point of view as well, there are some good opportunities with off-plan, getting in early. It's a nice place to have a home base if that's what you're looking for. And it's a good place for an Airbnb as well. So certainly lots going for it. Nowhere is perfect, and it really depends on your vibe. If you would like to know more about Campeche, the opportunities here, please do get in touch with us at Rox Investments.